Hello everyone, welcome to a pick a card. We're going to focus this reading on what's determined, predestined, destined to happen for you in the next 6 months. We'll just look at the back half of this year. So what is kind of guaranteed to happen based on where you're at today in your soul journey, based on your decisions you're making and the people around you. Obviously, external factors will play a role, so we'll need to check in. But today, let's see what your sort of outlook is here. What's going to happen for you in the next 6 months? So, I am an organic reader. If you need more time to tune into the cards to pick one, please pause the video. Otherwise, there are timestamps below, so you can skip ahead to your group of messages. Otherwise, I'll just go ahead and set up here for card one, group one. Everybody was tuning into our Eight of Coins here, kind of working on something. Maybe that's a feeling, a sensation that maybe this is the state you're in now. Maybe that's why you're drawn to this card. I'm also personally drawn to the beautiful swans here, kind of taking off in the background. So again, we're looking at the next 6 months, right? So sort of this outlook behind her. Okay, so let's get some cards and see what the messages are here. What is going to happen in the next 6 months, rest of this year, at some point? Could be at various different points for everybody. So not all happening at the the same time for all of us, but it will happen. Nice to have some kind of guarantee or something nice to look forward to. Just kind of seeing how the cards are falling here. I guess we'll do 5. Not sure why I'm getting a little. My throat has a bit of a burning sensation, but a heat to it. I don't know if it's the hands and the feet here, kind of tuning into your group here. A little bit of discomfort. Maybe that's why you're drawn to it. A little bit of discomfort happening. Just trying to see if we should do charms as well as the cards. They tend to be beneficial. So maybe we'll do something different. Instead of the cards, just do like a group of charms kind of on their own that connect with messaging. What's going to happen for you coming up? Well, we got some cleaning out of old behaviors, old habits, kind of cleaning all the skeletons in the closets, getting closure on everything. Okay, I don't feel any more movement. That's this charm here. Just kind of tuning into the dust bunnies here that you're going to be dealing with. Okay. Let me just take a quick timestamp, the timestamp. We're going to tune into, I think, the cards here first, and then we'll come back to the selection of charms. For those of you that skipped ahead to the timestamp, in terms of sort of the card that you were all drawn to, I was initially drawn to sort of how you're working on things, right? A lot of effort's been put in over quite a period of time here. Working really hard, working hard and diligently, making sure each one is perfect, crossing T's, dotting I's. And then my throat was starting to get kind of scratchy and sore. And then they drew me into the feet and the fingers here. So I don't know if you two are currently having a little bit of discomfort physically. Maybe you're dealing with a cold, allergies, some kind of pain, something that you're dealing with here. And then lastly, I was drawn to the beautiful collection of swans back here and kind of how that's sort of the looking forward here. Her outlook. what's in her future, what's coming up. So let's dive in here to these beautiful swans. What are their messages based on, I guess maybe the first half of the year or years leading up to July, all the effort here that you've been doing, all the struggles you've been going through here. It's not easy to bend stuff into a pentacle shape, round shape. Let's start with the first card here. I like the complete difference here, right? State of focus and working hard to a state of calmness, rest, relaxation. You put in the work and now you're able to sit in your garden here, right? She twisted all her vines, put everything together to make these beautiful flowers. So you've got a period of rest and relaxation coming up for sure in this back half, or even more ideally, your entire back half of the year feels a lot easier, calmer, more balanced, less for you to do. Your to-do list is shrinking. I like bringing cards up so you can tune into the picture as well and take away your own messaging, your own feelings. I don't know why they're drawing me into the transparency here of her veil. I don't know if you're being more vulnerable because it's transparency, and then they're pulling me down to the flames here, right? She's right up against the ring of fire here. So she's standing in a vulnerable place. Her sheer veil can easily, be engulfed and light up, but she's pretty calm now. Same with the calmness here. I don't know what the experience is that you went through, all the work that you went through, but there's a sense of now you're fully prepared. Everything that you've gone through up until this point in time. I'm talking like birth until now, so childhood, whatever age you are. There's something about you becoming sort of this very confident, you're very comfortable in your knowledge. You're very comfortable who you are. You know the kind of tools that you have. You know what you can and cannot do. Like she knows she can confidently stand there just on the other side of the ring of fire here. She knows what can and cannot hurt her. Coming back to the pain here, pain and suffering, the learnings, and look at you now from all those learnings. Again, the peacefulness, the calmness that I'm reading here in the cards. Oh, Empress, Emperor. You could be attracting in your counterpart here. For those of you single, this would be like a soulmate, if that's what you wish for. But this could be, the right business partner for you in this back half. This is the right, like I said, counterpart. They're going to bring equal value to you in this relationship. You're both in the same space. You both know exactly what you can or cannot do. You both have lived experiences, right? He's gone through, hell and back, and he's back, right? He's back at his castle. So there's this beautiful period of calmness, a wonderful connection coming up for you in this back half, in the next 6 months. This strong emperor who's matching your energy. He's going to bring equal value to the relationship. Now this card feels all about like wellness. I'm very much reading into the crosses here on her shoulders, feeling like kind of a nursing outfit, sort of healing, whole, because it's all white. So, the recovering healing period is kind of, um, almost over. I was going to say done, but it's not quite done. But you're much more healed here. So I don't know if that's the struggles I was seeing right away, sort of the physical areas of pain. So some of you might have physical pain that is now better managed, or in recovery mode. It's healing, because you're nearly all well here. For those of you that it's emotional hurt from these experiences, from the sort of stripes you've had to face in the first half of the year or up to this point, over time, it's kind of washing away now. They're washing away. You've found your peace, the white, kind of pulling me into sort of the dove energy. So even in that sense, you're kind of healing past hurts, healing from lived experiences, really coming to wholeness and oneness. And then you go back into, I don't want to say working hard, because here you're working hard, right? Look at the frustration and the anger and the determination, the resiliency. But here I feel like it's going to be strike and like one strike and it's in, one strike and it's in. So much easier. I don't know if it's because of this partnership, but when you do get back at it, whatever you're doing, it's also a change. Maybe you change passions, or you're changing roles in the next 6 months, but you're in an easier position. The work you're doing is easier for you. You still have that nice driven mindset, right? She was driven here. He's driven here too, but he's not dealing with any pain, right? There's no physical or emotional pain on him. He's just now focused on his end goal, right? I'm just going to complete this task, this task, this task. This could be you conquering, making your wishes coming true as well with this partner. But I feel like life starts to become a bit easier. You're going to have an easier period coming out a more difficult period here. Okay. We'll go into our charms. So I was already tuning into the dust bunnies here. And really it was the cleaning out. I was kind of getting her sensation again, sort of the dusting, summer cleaning instead of spring cleaning. Sort of the transparency of the veil, because I was tuning into, all the skeletons are out of the closet. Everything's been talked about. There's nothing left to hide here. You've cleaned everything. You've resolved everything, right? We have that over here, actually. You've resolved everything. So we have a beginning of a nice solid footing here. And I am drawn to put it up here, because that's what you're doing up here, right? Look at her. Look how diligently you have been at building this new start, this new foundation, this new path, right? You're creating a new path for yourself. So you put in all your time, your effort. You paid your dues, right? She's prickling herself. She's paid her dues to create this new start, this new foundation. Maybe that's where you're finding this peace. Here's that special relationship. Here's your companionship. This charm for me is all about soulmates. That are wise owls, right? It's a deep love between two people, or it's the right companion for you, like-minded, same interest, two peas of a pod kind of messaging, two peas in a pod messaging. I'll just put that in between the two. And so we know that that's your upcoming key supporter, your upcoming companion. Look at this beautiful peace that you're feeling. But this is also a message. This is news. So I'm going to put it on the peace card, because it looks like maybe receipt of news. Birds are carriers of information. So maybe this receipt of news is what triggers the acceleration into sort of this healing, this newfound confidence, this new start, heading you toward meeting your companion and making everything easier. So, I mean, if you are dealing with physical pain, this could be receipt of, a good healthy checkup. It could be receipt of news of a promotion, a contract, whatever it is. Whatever is going to bring you that peace and that balance after, all your efforts here, right? The universal reward coming in for you. Now, my dash hound is all about seeking and searching. Looking for something in particular, some kind of fulfillment. But he's for whatever reason, I'm leaning more into he's already pointing, right? When you take your pointer dogs out, or even your hounds here, right? When they find something, they point and they whine and they grab your attention, and that's what I feel like he's doing here with this companion. Also, dog, right? Man's best friend is a saying that we use. And he's pointing at this companion already. So, I mean, we are doing what's destined to happen the next 6 months, sort of this fated crossing of your paths, this fated connection. But because he's already in the I found you position, I feel like this is close by. Within the 6-month period, this is going to be something that happens much sooner for pretty much everyone here. It is sitting on card number 4, so maybe between 3, so maybe between the 3rd and 4th month from now, you're already going to be connected to this person. You're already going to have had that high moment. You're already going to feel that instant chemistry. You're both going to gravitate to each other pretty quickly here. And then we're ending on reminiscing and memories. I feel like you've already done that here and here, right, with the healing, especially here. Look at your confidence. But this is magical moments as well. And I believe when I was on this card, I said these could be dreams, wishes that you're making come true. And then we have our magical moments. We got magical moments coming up, at least one, maybe 6, maybe one every month. There's about 6 months left to the year here. So, in this new period, maybe that's going to be the sign for you that you've already left this and you've started out on your new foundation, when you start to feel these magical moments, right? The receipt of positive news, magical moment. Crossing paths and feeling instant chemistry, magical moment. Feeling confident and healing, nothing left to deal with. And then, of course, some surprise magical moments. I have no idea what they are. And, soul energy and angel energy won't reveal that. That's the whole point of having a surprise magical moment. So beautiful reading here for group number 1. Looks like you guys are predestined to come out or already be coming out of a period of putting in all your effort, all your time, all your commitment, all your focus, and heading into a more peaceful period with a key companion, a key new person, a VIP coming into your life. It's some magical moments that you get to look forward to and be surprised by. I'm just going to change up here. If you weren't drawn to card number 2 or 3, feel free to pop away. I'm going to set up here for group number 2, card number 2. Okay. Let's see what's predestined for all of you. Okay, so what we're going to do, group number 2, for everyone drawn to this second card, we're going to get some cards first. I'll follow the same pattern established with group number 1 kind of organically. We'll just replicate it for everybody. So we'll get 5 cards, and then we're going to do a pile of charms, but we'll go through the cards first and then wrap up the charms for the final kind of messaging. So let's see. For everyone attracted to card number 2 here, the 4 of Cups, someone looking at ample opportunities, it looks like. You're in control. What do I want to decide? He's kind of looking at his beautiful wares that he's picked up as well. Maybe you have some incoming gifts, maybe, or some new additions to your environment that you're going to be adoring and adoration of. New family member, could be just a new fixture or addition to the home decor, something you've wanted a really long time. Maybe you finally get to put in that pool. But there's some nice splendor here coming off the card. Quite nice. I'm just going to take a quick timestamp for those that jump into the message, and then we'll get in here. All right. So group number 2, let's tune in closely here. Let's see what you all take away. But I was already leaning into this sense of control over decision of opportunities, or being presented opportunities and being delighted by the multiple opportunities. The other sensation I was getting on right away was how he's lovingly and adoringly observing sort of these new wares he's acquired. So I was saying a new addition to your home, your family, something you're going to adore and admire, something maybe you've been wanting for a while, and you finally have the money required to pick it up. New car, new home, could be something you collect. Draw me into this. Maybe you're into collectibles, and you finally have the opportunity to, grab that Fabergé egg, right? And then they're pulling me up here to this bird that seems to be singing to you. So I don't know why the angels here are singing to you. And when they're singing, that means they're celebrating you. Maybe these are awards. Maybe you're getting your MBA or a certificate or an award of some kind, a medal. Maybe you're an athlete. But your angels are singing. A nice little beautiful song happening up there. Oh my gosh, I forgot the charms. Sorry, everyone. Let's quickly get a pile of charms here that go along with the cards. Let's see what they want to add here. Maybe that's why the angels were drawing me up to them singing. Maybe they were telling me you forgot the charms. But I do feel like they're celebrating you, though. Okay? No more movement. Okay. Apologies. Sorry about that. For those of you that don't like to watch the process. Forgot to do that. Okay. Now we'll jump into card number 1. Let's see what these opportunities. Whoa, look at you celebrating. Oh, look at you, your world. Yeah, your world has changed. The next 6 months, you're celebrating that new family member. Like I said, that adoration, right? Look how lovingly he's looking at her. Maybe you're newlywed. Maybe you're new parents, new grandparents. Maybe you just moved in together for the first time as well. Could be that kind of story. This could also be the job opportunity of your dreams, right? So this is you getting the company that you've always wanted to work for. A wish come true in terms of where you're at and what you're doing. It's your world here. You're celebrating. You're celebrating, and your angels were singing. Your angels were celebrating. Your loved ones. So congratulations to all of you, newlyweds and new roomies, people graduating and getting their MBAs and their certificates and their medals. What a wonderful way to spend your second half of the year. Celebrating. More celebration, more dancing. Wow, more festivities. There's going to be a lot of socialization for this group of you. There's a lot of attention on you as well. So gaining status, gaining recognition, gaining fame. Kind of feels like you're singing into a microphone here, not really holding a drum, but and there's the judges. I don't know. Maybe some of you are going to be on reality shows in the next 6 months, or your season is going to be airing, right, as part of the fall season, because I think everything is filming right now. But um, maybe that's one of the opportunities for you. If that's something you're interested in, reality shows or being on TV, I think application periods for most things are around December through March. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's like this confidence. You're shining. You're laughing. You're just loving. You're loving life. This second half of the year, the next 6 months here. Hmm. The Phoenix rising. You said new status, right? Everyone's looking at you, coming into who you are, even professionally, right? I'm definitely getting a lot of wealth and abundance here, career wise. For those of you that relates to, who knows? Maybe you're breaking out as a new business owner, a CEO, because you're the Phoenix rising. So this is like a major transformation here for you. And like I said, in recognition and people seeing you. Maybe your business goes global and you're the representative of it. Uh, you're the one out on TV. Yeah. For those of you that you were celebrating a union here, um, or a new member to the family, there's this like newfound stability. I think maybe this will be closer to the end, closer to as your celebration kind of quiet down, your newness. Like I was saying, if you moved in with someone, but there's like this. I don't know why I keep doing a circle. I want to do a circle with them, but there's this solid kind of stability that is found, this new footing, like business wise. Like even though you suddenly came out as the CEO, but you have such a strong team and a strong family network. You have a companion here that is such a solid supporter that you have really good footing. Like he's not moving with these rocky waters. If there is another tariff shakeup or another global incident or government decision, you're weathering this storm really well. But it's passing. I mean, it's not an overwhelming storm, right? It's just kind of a wave crashing in here. But you and your team, you and your family network here, you and your home. Maybe that's why I'm doing that world, right? The circle, the world. So your home, your work team, your business team, your companion here, you have really solid footing, really solid foundation. Ooh, look at you ready to get out there and explore and conquer more. Maybe because you finally feel the solid footing here. I don't know if you've ever felt this before. Maybe that's why you're celebrating so much, right? For your dream company, your dream team, your soulmate. Uh, Sort of whatever happens in the first half here, whatever opportunity or big lifestyle change happens here within the next, I would say 2 months, it's at the beginning of your next 6 months. Whatever happens in the beginning, which creates this overabundance of joy and happiness and love that I see, that gets everybody looking at you, because it gets your confidence way up there. Like I said, you're out singing on stage, right? So people are seeing you, you're out there, you're connected to all the right people, here. And now, because you finally feel solid footing, maybe for the first time, right? Leaping off a cloud to more solid footing, you're like, I'm ready to go. Where else can I go now? Now you're really focused in on all these opportunities. Okay, I grabbed that first opportunity. So now let's go to the next two, and the next two, and the next two. So, sort of 6 months and beyond, you're really following your newfound courage, your newfound bravery, your newfound purpose, and your newfound solid footing here with your companions, your new family, your new social group. Let's see here, your new world. Okay, let's go into the charms. Let's see what they add. So I'm going to start here because we have the two hearts coming together. So we saw that right away in the first charm here. So you and a companion, a new VIP, a new furry friend, a pet, whoever it is, whatever form this companion takes. Like I said, it could just be a new company, but the right company. It's two hearts coming together. So it's your passion and their passion. It's your values and their values. As I said, you have a solid footing. You have the ideas, they have the financial backing, whatever it is. You come together. You're making the yin and the yang coming together. Sewed, right? The arrows connecting the two of them. And then we have a lot of luck. Great luck for you in the second half. We saw that up here, right? Look at all the opulence, abundance, all the newness, opulence and abundance around you, a phoenix rising. So I'm going to put it here in your future, right? You got luck on your side. So we have travel here. I was saying if there's any newlyweds, this could be a honeymoon. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't think of that word. This could also just be going to events, right? We saw the opportunities here. So these could be opportunities to travel, opportunities to go to events, opportunities for your business to grow. So I'm going to put on the phoenix because it's going to take any shape that is specific to your story, to your transformation here. And then we have the pendulum, and it's not swinging, which means you're in the right moment. Time isn't passing you by. You're not waiting for something to come in. It's pointing now. Like if this was a charm pendulum, a dangling one, it would probably dangle straight for me. It wouldn't circle or anything. So, this is a fresh start as well, because I can also read it as my metronome. So it's waiting for you to tick it, right? It's waiting for you to set off at your own pace when you're ready. Once your celebration is finished and you're ready to get back down to work with your new solid foundation, and then off you go. Luck on your side. So we'll put it here because right now you're living in the present moment. That's the right thing to do, and then enjoy the rest of the 6 months and beyond. So here's the balance that you've already succeeded. Balance with self, finding your yin and your yang, finding your passion. So I'm going to put this on the celebration because you've already achieved this. You're already this person, right? You're already that person. You're just in celebration phase for August, September, October maybe, and then the rest of the year you're back to work here. And then we have your soul coming in here, letting me know this is a new chapter, a new start, a new phase. So they're coming in, but it's also a profound shift here, a big change, a significant change. The phoenix is representative of that. Phoenix rising is pretty profound. Actually, that's not a phoenix, right? What's the half eagle, half lion called? I don't think that's the phoenix. But it's like that, right? It's a big, magnificent creature, right? You're a magnificent creature. You're profound, big change. And that's what this charm is. This is a big shift, a big change. And we know it's a big positive change, a period of good luck. So you've already started sort of this season of opulence, And you're continuing on with some good luck here in the future. Good outlook. Okay. If you weren't drawn to card number 3, you can pop away now. I'm just going to clean up and adjust, or set up, adjust, set up for the third group here. We'll see what is destined, expected to happen. Okay. So group number 3, we will tune into the cards, but what I'm going to do is get 5 cards first to clarify what is going to happen for you in the next 6 months. What can you look forward to? What's predestined? Maybe it's something for you to prepare for, something to look forward to, something to anticipate. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a surprise and I won't be able to say anything more beyond that. Never know what I'm allowed and not to share until I get into it. Okay. And I'm just going to drop a pile of charms here. We'll get into the charms last just for some additional elaboration on the messages from the angels. So what is predestined for this group in the next 6 months, back half of this year? What can they expect? Let's see if there's any more movement. Nope. Okay. All right. We've got a few charms here. Pausing, some progress and resting. Change as it relates to family. We do see family here, right? Mother and children, legacy. Okay, let me just take a quick timestamp and then we'll jump in. Starting with the card, so what you were drawn to, bring it up to the camera. You can get a closer look, take away any messaging feelings that you get yourself. For me, it's the walking forward here, this forward progress. I mean, it's not quick. She's walking, and she also has to carry her children, and she's carrying the blanket that they're going to need for the evening, and she's got the shade, right, and the money. So kind of the weight of the world, really, right? Weight of her world, the weight of your world, and you're carrying it forward kind of slowly, making this kind of slow progress. But you're heading towards this beautiful garden here. There's a lot of love too that's coming through the card. I'm not sure why. The passion. So it doesn't necessarily mean love relationship, just means a passion. Something that you're going to be connecting into. It could be an interest. It could be just something new, something you've been looking forward to or working towards. So let's see why you have the weight of your world on your shoulders here. Sort of this progress you've been making, right? You have been walking forward, and you're almost at the end, right? You're almost at the edge here of this rose garden. Oh, look at the chariot. Look at the chariot coming in to speed you up. So something changes here. Something happens. You go from walking to all of a sudden having a car to jump into. This change in speed. And it's sudden, right? I turned the card over and I was like, whoa, you've gone from walking to driving a chariot. I don't know if this is a fast love coming in, love at first sight kind of thing as they pull me into the passion. Or, like I said, you've been pursuing some kind of passion here. You've been slowly working at it, or you feel like you've just been kind of trudging along here, not making much progress. But this is almost like, you go to bed and you wake up and all of a sudden your phone's blowing up because you're famous and you don't know what happened. That's really the feeling I get. I feel like the next 6 months you're going to be like, this is amazing. I'm loving it. I'm going with it. But it's that kind of night and day. Like, just happens. Nope. I wanted to turn her upright because I thought she was sleeping, but she's this way. I don't know what's better for you guys, back here to get the details of the cards. You're just really, I think I started saying that language here. I think I mentioned you're just going with it. You're going with the flow. And look how calm you are. I feel like she's just flowing down the river. You went from walking to driving overnight, not even running, driving overnight to complete zen, a place of complete zen. You know, she doesn't have the happiest expression on her face. I mean, she's smiling at her child, but we know she's carrying them. So again, the weight of the world. Your world changes overnight, and you're no longer carrying the weight of the world. You're floating along here. You're at peace. Zen. Keep hearing Zen. State of Zen. State of peace. Mindfulness, right? Present and mindful. Oop. I know those are bananas, but I feel like she's kind of like uh, knocking away at a nest of pests. They're bananas, but I'm reading them as like a beehive. And she's kind of like swinging her mop here to knock and kind of get these pests out of her way. So I don't know if that's what you've been doing, and you're going to continue to do it very successfully. You're going to be able to identify because it's behind her as well, right? Like she's seen one before, so she knows what to do now. So I don't know if that's what this is, the experience you're coming out of. Um, you know, you might see a similar opportunity and you're going to ignore it. You're going to see it for what it is. You're going to see the person for what they are. There's some knowing that you're bringing forward into the next 6 months with regards to what you've learned here. This could also just be applying your knowledge, right? You lived, you learned, you tried, you failed. You're trying, you're going to fail again, but you're okay with this time. You're used to the process, and you're comfortable in that process. I also don't feel like if you are trying and failing, I don't think these failures are impactful in a negative way, like significantly impactful. I think they just aren't as successful as you hope they are. So failure in terms of amount of success versus utter failure. Yeah, we're getting the try, right? We're getting the try message here. Trying and moving forward. Oop, I don't know what happened to the focus here. And moving forward. Now you're back to walking, but you're easily and comfortably stepping over this obstruction. So here we go again with the experience. You know, she knows how to walk through a jungle now. She knows how to easily get around while she's trying different things. So there's some exploration here that you're going to be going through. Trial and error, exploration, but it's good. It's good exploration. It's good adventure. It's good trial and error. It's what needs to be done. Probably what needs to be done because you're in a new state, right? If your world changes overnight, if it suddenly speeds up for you and you go from walking to owning a car, there's going to be trial and error as you kind of navigate this new world, right? You stepped across the threshold, and then you drove across a river here, and now you're in a jungle. So that's a completely new scene, a completely new environment. Yeah, here's the past again. You all have a really good handle on your past, your lived experiences, how others have treated you. I'm coming back to people. I had people here. She's carrying people, and like you're ready this time. You know, they're not going to take from you. They're not going to hurt you. This time you're ready to fire, you know. You're ready to fire, you're ready to walk away. You're ready to avoid them completely. He's kind of jumping over the shadow here. So it's quite interesting that you're bringing forward all this tools and knowledge into the next 6 months. Again, getting the kind of trial and error, right? He's tried to throw, he's tried to carry more in his mouth than just two. Like he kind of knows what he can and cannot do here, right? Look at your past here. You know, your past is kind of was on fire. We're going back to this bush scene, right? You pull back into the bush. So maybe your world felt a little chaotic, like it was on fire, it was ending. But see how the smoke is almost out, you know, any cords you had to cut, those are, you know, the doors are all closing, right? That process is almost done. And look how far away you are already. You've already gone through the forest, then you've crossed the ocean and the jungle. Now you're up in the mountains. So you are so far away from your original state. You're so far away from the period before this 6 months. Maybe that's why it's such a sudden change. You are so far away. Your life is so different, but it's because of you applying all your knowledge, all your learnings, all your awareness. You're present and you're aware. You're very mindful. Okay, so let's go into our charms to wrap up here. No, we're ending with these two. Okay. I like how they do that. So we have the stop, pause charm here. This is a like, whoa, hold it, remember, but you're already doing that really well. You know, that's probably what you did here. You probably went, whoa, stop, I don't like it. So that's why you picked yourself up. You know, you picked up your world and you left, you moved. So I'm going to put this charm up here and associate it with the period. The period that you just went through. You were like, whoa, not for me, time for change. Okay. So then we have my sunflower charm here, my flower charm here. This is about kind of slow progress, slow momentum. We saw that with you walking there. But it's also having planted a seed and like watching it grow and now you have a flower, right? It went from a seed to, you know, maybe overnight in your jar, you had nothing, and then you woke up the next morning and there was your bud, right? So I'm gonna put it here because the sunflower just kind of slowly turns into itself, right? Slowly grows and develops while absorbing the beautiful sunlight. You know, they're in no rush, and you're in the state of Zen here. You're in the present and in the now. You're not in a rush to leave this phase. And why would you be? You know, it just started. You just started to head off in this phase. So let's slow down. Let's not rush it, right? It changed overnight, but not let's not accelerate through this phase. Let's be mindful and present and absorb all the beauty, right? The beautiful warmth of the sunlight. Let's absorb all the beauty and apply our history, our knowledge, our experiences as we adventure out and start to collect all these new rewards for ourselves. Then I have my Garfield here, and he's quite content. You know, he's got his hand here on his belly. You know, this charm again is about kind of relaxing, being present, being in the now, kind of go slow, take it slow, but he's very content. He's very happy with the pace. So I'm going to put it on this card here because you're walking again, right? We slow down, just like they've asked us to. Slow down, be present, and you're content, you're joyful. You know, you're happy with your lifestyle. You're happy where you're at in the next 6 months here. Okay. So then we're ending off here with sort of all these dimensions of you changing, all these areas of your world changing. So relationships changing. So love center, wealth center, health center, home center, um, your spirituality, your faith, all these dimensions of you are really starting to shine. You're really starting to find your fulfillment. Maybe that's the exploration. You're trying and you're failing. You're exploring to find your fulfillment, then you fail, but you are succeeding. That's why you're smiling the whole time. And it is leading to either family, that's what you're looking for, desiring, or legacy. If this is professional or personal, you're going to establish something, a new tradition, legacy in terms of wealth, family wealth, estate, legacy in terms of how people remind you, the kind of person you were, how you touched their lives. But it comes with this brilliant star, so it's positive. You might be somebody that gets those awards like top 40 under 40, 50 under 50, top 500 list, like whatever those are, right? There's this new establishment, this new chapter, this new phase you're going into, and that's probably why there's trial and error, right? Trial and error in this new territory for you, but you will succeed. I'm going to put it over here because you're on the top of the mountain here, right? And your past is in the past, and you're seeing, the new villains for who they are. You're seeing them before they're even upon you now. And that's the sort of the new version of you, right? The new version of you protecting your world here, protecting everything that you have. Wonderful. Well, congratulations to you for kind of having the courage to pick up and move forward, to know what was not serving you and putting it behind you, right? Burning it up. Sometimes it's okay to cut cords and burn bridges. Oh, I just noticed I put the sword on the past here. So you're definitely leaving the past. Congratulations. You've left the past behind. You're leaving all that behind. And the next 6 months are probably going to feel so absolutely different to you. It's going to be wonderful and wondrous in terms of your exploration of self, new connections, your new world, your new business, your new team. And, the kind of the enjoyment that I see here for you, and just kind of absorbing it all, right? Maybe absorbing the recognition, absorbing the wealth, absorbing a completely new type of experiences, type of lifestyle, type of world. So thank you all for joining, and I'll see you all at the next reading.